Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. Let's see, what's today? I don't know, Thursday, Friday, Monday? God. Oh, today's Thursday. So it's about 3 o'clock. It is December 11th, Thursday, 1 degree Celsius on this one. That one says 35. This guy says 34.7. And that should say my batteries aren't fully charged. So, overcast. You guys could see we got some more snow. Something to really be thrilled about. You know, snow just makes, when you have a crazy horde like this, just makes more work. Because everything you want to do, right, you have to fight with the snow. Anyway, I dug out the Honda 300, what is it, a TRX300. It's a four-wheel drive, and I dug it out, and you know, I discovered another horde of roofing nails, the kind you use with the coil gun, right, which is nice. I found some empty gas can, just all kinds of trivia. Another horde of recoil starters in various states of disrepair. I gotta rebuild those. So there we are. A lot of times when I videotape this stuff, it helps me remember for the future. My quest of getting my screws all in one place. What did I discover? Another 10 boxes of screws over there that need to work their way into those plastic boxes. Anyway, so those are the side things that are going on. What I'm trying to do is move the golf cart to the lower driveway, because that's where I think I'm going to work on it for the time being, at least kind of turn it into a roller and so forth. I don't know if you could tell by these skid marks. Currently it is not really a roller, it's kind of a dragger, and I guess that's one good thing about snow, is it makes it easier to drag this crap through it. It appears at this moment the back wheels are not turning, so that obviously is something that I'm going to have to think about, because I actually plan on using the rear end in this thing. So I'm going to have either the rear end is good or it's bad. If it's no good, I'm going to have to come up with a plan B. Anyway, I do have a camera mount on this bike. Though this is the camera mount I was using when it pitched the bike into the water, right? Or when it pitched this camera into the water. So I don't know. Let's see how successful I could be getting this out of here, getting into the lower driveway. Then I could start going through it. You know, I got to make sure the wheels roll. Once again, that rear end isn't seized up. I got to see how things are mounted, how much space I have, do some measuring, some figuring, some dead reckoning. I had to use the steering to get it this far, so I know that functions, but I would like to check out the brakes, you know, then try to get some tires that hold air on it, and, you know, once again, move forward, see what I'm going to do with the motor and so forth. I've probably mentioned to you guys that Fearless Front has one of these that he's working on, but he seems to have the body, the sheet metal, completely off of his. That is not my plan. I guess I don't really mind that the sheet metal is on here. I guess the weight doesn't really bother me. And to another extent, I think the body helps, the sheet metal helps reinforce the frame, and I don't know, I just, for me, I think it'll work out better that way, but we'll see. I might get part way into this and say, oh man, that body just has to go. So we'll see. Anyway, to drag this thing, I have this thing rigged up so that as I pull forward, right, the back of the quad goes down and it kind of helps lift up the front end a little bit. I've discovered with towing, that's normally a better thing. The only time I get into trouble with this technique is if for some reason what I'm towing hangs up, this thing wheelies right up and tries to dump me off the back, which really isn't cool, but anyhow, let's see if we can't get this to the lower garage. It's supposed to warm up and melt, and that's kind of the reason why I want to get it down there, so that even though I might not do anything with it over the next couple of days, getting it down there, getting it in position, makes it so that when it's time, I could start doing something with it, rather than, you know, start out with dragging and all the other craziness. So let's see how this works out. I've got about 6 minutes in. Oh God, sucks getting old. So, come on, girl. Steering is always a little tough because it's lifting a lot of the weight off the front end. I'm in first. Where it'll really get interesting is when I hit the driveway. Generally speaking, this quad could like tow a house. Once again, it's going to get interesting when we hit the driveway here. Come on, girl, make the turn. Make the turn. Good girl. Don't hit the wife's car. Oh, look at that. Nothing even got broke. I don't think. So, made it to the back, or made it to the front. That's a good sign. Love these golf carts. The only bad thing about them is keeping them around as a all-terrain vehicle. Like if I fix that up really nice, I'm not going to want to leave it outside, but if you bring it inside, it takes up a lot of space. It's even, I don't know if you can tell, but it's even kind of a bit bigger than the quad. And especially if I kind of lengthen it a little bit, that's going to make it bigger yet. But I guess as I design it for build, I could set it up so that it's kind of waterproof. I can make sure the engine's in such a way that it's covered, and even the top of it, I could put one of these. I got a spare plastic roof here, right? I can actually put that on top, or rig up some kind of cab situation, because it would be nice to have this as a nice utility vehicle. Just quickly, my plans for this guy, and you know, we're hoping all this goes true. I'm gonna gut this motor, right? I don't know, could you guys see it? So I'm gonna gut this motor, put a hole in the side of it, put a gear on it, that way, a sprocket on it, that way the sprocket is the shaft that drives the axle. there is supported on both sides. On one side it's supported in the axle, plus there's a front bearing on the motor, and on the back side there's a back bearing on the motor where I think the brushes are, if those are brushes back there. So that's item number one. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the motor back here or if I'm going to put the motor under the seat. Pluses, minuses, having the motor in the back where I could get to it, see it, touch it, much easier to work on. It'll stay cooler, happier and all that. The other plus is theoretically if I box in under the seat well, good place for tools or anything else I need to move about. You know, like I could put a toolbox right under the seat. So that's a plus. The other thing, putting the motor under the seat, it's a little better protected. I don't have to worry about covering it and all that. So that's the motor. This thing is an electric axle. I can't call it a transaxle because it's only an axle, it doesn't shift. It has no reverse built in. So to get reverse, I need a transmission. And what I'm thinking about is one of the transmissions out of these guys, right? They both have transmissions in them that do more than forward and reverse. I'm not going to be able to get back there. I'm not sure if they're all in a row slider transmissions. I kind of hope they are. This one doesn't have a shifter between the seat, which normally means it's just a slider. You know, all the gears are in a row and reverse is on one end. Oh, I can sneak in here. Let's just sneak in quick. Let me show you what I'm thinking about. Yeah, see, this is a slider transmission, right? 5-4. Right, I think you guys could see that somewhat anyway. So, assuming this transmission is good, I'd like to rig that up so the golf cart is basically a standard. My plan right now, this is subject to change, is to use a side shaft engine, which means I'm going to have to take the transmission, roll it to the side, right, use the bottom pulley, which is the drive pulley, drive that, and then use the chain drive to drive the gear that's inside the motor on the transaxle. Kind of a lot of changes, a lot of welding, because you got to mount up a transmission and all that stuff. When all is said and done, I might discover that it might even be easier to just drag the axle out of this thing, just put a straight axle in it with the wheels pinned together and drive it that way. I don't know. This is the beginning of a project. I'm thinking out loud. Guys, I always welcome your inputs. The transmission, you know, 1 through 5, I don't know, I might be able to move the transmission forward a little bit. If I had to guess, the transmission's going to kind of be on this side. Anyway, I might be able to move the transmission a little bit more forward, have a little, you know, extender bar under the seat. Once again, it's only 1 through 5, so I don't have to do the left, right, and forward and backwards motion, so it should be pretty, from a linkage point of view, it's a little bit easier. So, thinking out loud, dragging things into place, getting ready to make some moves. Let me know what you guys think. So, this is the beginning of the UTV project. This is probably going to be a long project. I anticipate it taking quite a while to do. Fearless Front is building one also, and I am interested to hear what he does with his, right? And once again, he's basically starting with more or less the same situation. He's got no body on it. He's got no motor on his axle, but it is the same axle, and he's got a sprocket that slides onto it with the coupler. He's talking about extending it out and doing some stuff with that. So anyway, if he's doing things better than I am, I'm gonna copy him. If I do anything better than he does, he should copy me if he wants to. Obviously, I can't tell him what to do. If you're familiar with Fearless Front stuff, he's a really good fabricator. He builds a lot of cool stuff, tractors. He works on his trailers. He's a welder, grinder. He's a metal guy, right? He likes to make stuff out of metal, and he's got a lot of cool stuff. So feel free to go watch him. As near as I could tell, I've not seen any footprints from him on my channel, but you know, the internet's pretty big. He probably doesn't know I exist. Alright folks, thank you for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, head up, and enjoy all your days. Make sure you enjoy your days. Bye now.